I'm Mrsroedee of Nutrisystem with Mrsroedee. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been before, thanks for stopping in. And if you're returning, thank you ever so much for coming back. Why am I making you this video today? Well, it wasn't a planned thing. Quite honestly, I started to make what I eat in a day. And I started eating what I made. And I'm probably going to finish that video. But you're not going to have it today. You'll probably have it, I don't know, sometime at the beginning of the week. What I was realizing as the day was progressing with my eating is a few different things. Let me try to start at the beginning and not make this too confusing, if I can. I decided to do an investigation this week because my order was being processed today for my next food delivery from Nutrisystem. And the uniquely yours for women, obviously. I still have too much food to even consider having another delivery, and I can't postpone that one anymore. So I had to make a decision to call and cancel my automatic delivery. And that's what I did this morning. I did, however, before canceling the automatic delivery, go in this past week and switch over to the success side of the program. Now, if you haven't investigated that, you really can't, unfortunately, do that without messing up your current plan in your app. So I would suggest that you either go into someone else's phone and download the app fresh and then go in, and you can probably investigate that way, as opposed to messing yourself up with your new me. It's going to mess up your dates, and I really would hate to see you do that unnecessarily. So I will let you know what I found out. It changes over to colors. Now, I'm going to, for the purpose of trying to make this easier, you get containers. Now, these are the 21-day fit knockoff containers that I got on Amazon like years ago. So you'll get color-coded containers. The green will be exactly like this, pretty much. The lids are colored. I think they're see-through. So this is going to be for vegetables and salad. You'll get a purple, which is for, now we go to purple. Fruit has become twice a day for me. With the purple container is what you can, instead of weighing and measuring, you can just use these containers by how many, like this is one fruit. So if it's a whole apple, you'll go with a 100-calorie apple, let's say. If you're going to do fruit that's cut up, I guess you put it in here. So you get a green for vegetables now, and you get a purple for fruit. Fruit is now twice a day for me, and my calories have gone to 1,700. Now, Nutrisystem, this is for meat, protein. On Nutrisystem, it's going to be pink. Okay, so you get so many of these a day. I think I get 9 a day based on 1,700 calories, which is too much, considering that I also get 7, I think, of carbohydrates, which is now not considered fruit. It's considered to be, oh, I'm sorry, yellow for starches, starchy vegetables, rice, quinoa, pasta, like that. And again, they put me on 1,700, and it's way too many calories. Maybe on a day that I'm going to go out and I'm just going to have a freebie day, I will get to 1,700, but I can't do that regularly. That's going to put weight on me like crazy. So the next one would be white, and white is now for nuts. Once a day, it gives you as a selection if you go in under the thing to track it on the Numi app. This is now white, and white means nuts, peanut butter, walnuts, almonds. So for the mid-morning snack, it's now nuts and a fruit, pardon me, once a day. So I tried to do this in my mind's eye. I tried to sit down and figure it out and what my macros would be, because I just think that it becomes very, very complicated, and keeping with the Nutrisystem, the weight loss way that we do it, has become very mundane to me, quite honestly. And what that has led me to, even just doing that, is now a stall. Because for the last month or so, at least, I decided that I wanted to try to take off those final 5 pounds, and it isn't working. I'm going from 133.8, which was my final target or goal weight that I made for myself, 5 pounds short of to get to 129 back when in July. I'm going up to 137. I'm going back down to 138, 133.8. I'm going to 138. I'm just going back and forth, yo-yoing, and it's not real weight, the yo-yoing, but what the problem is that I'm not going below 133.8. When I'm doing what I'm supposed to, I'm stalled. Just like I was back when I started Nutrisystem after Kim started it. I was stuck. So what does that mean to me? That means, as much as I love this plan, that what I'm currently doing is not going to get this weight off. Now, I've said time and again, is it critical for me to get it off? No, but it is critical for me to be able to be a little bit lower than this and not to be going to 138, because there are several things going on with the plan that is not satisfying me anymore. Is it the food? I'm not eating the food in the way you do in weight loss, full blown, eat the food all day long except for your one snack. I've never really done that. That is not going to be what gets the weight off, doing that, because that is not realistic. I am at the end of the journey, so it does get very, very hard to get the weight off, especially a person my age. So that isn't the answer. I think what the answer is for me, truth be told, is that I need to be eating more protein and less carbs. Do I need to be doing that every single day for the rest of my life? I don't think so, but I think generally speaking, for the most part, that's what I need to be doing. Because in past, when I get to the end, and even when I've gone through and in my maintenance of my 129, I eat a lot of protein. I don't eat very much carbs at all. I really don't usually have them at lunch, ever. And I have 2 fruits a day that I do, but I don't really eat lots of bread. I've been eating chips in place of bread because it's less volume in my belly. But again, having it is to mix things up. Yeah, that's a great thing. I'm not ever going to tell you that you need to be very strict, because that isn't going to work for me anymore, being very strict. But at the same time, I need to look at what I'm doing, and I need to figure out, okay, how am I going to get to the 129 now? Even if it's 0.2 a week, and some weeks it's nothing, and I just do and maintain. Because this yo-yo up and down thing is not working for me. It's making me very unhappy, and what happens then is that I want to binge eat at night, because I'm not feeling satisfied with myself. I am feeling low with myself. I'm feeling like not a failure, but that what I'm doing isn't working, and I'm getting frustrated. So, that being said, I did do the thorough investigation of how you maintain your weight loss on this success program. I looked at what food delivery you would have. They want, in order for me to get the containers, which is not going to work out, and this guide, which I'm sure I could do without, but I like my things. I'm going to be honest with you. I would have loved to get the containers if it meant that I just ordered one order of success. Another thing I don't like about success is that most of the options they give you is chef's choice. I don't do chef's choice. I tell you always to never do chef's choice. From the very beginning, do not ever, ever, ever do chef's choice. Pick your own foods. There's only one option for that, and I feel that all of the options are too expensive. If I was going to stick with that, I would just continue to do the Uniquely Yours and get it every 4 months. That is my conclusion. You may feel differently. And again, we all need to do our own investigation for what works for us. But if I feel like having cinnamon roll breakfast, I'll order from Walmart. I can order from Amazon. I could even order a la carte from Nutrisystem and use my Costco cards, because I have Costco. It still, to me, makes more sense to do something like that every so often. If I'm in a mood to have something, a particular food of Nutrisystem, that I will just order in bulk and get my 20% off of the Costco card and leave it at that. Rather than spend hundreds of dollars a month and have to sign up for an automatic delivery that I don't need or want, is where I'm at. So what does that mean for going forward? It means that I will do what I eat in a day. I will show you my food, and I will be tracking it in Nutracheck. Now, I happen to really like, that is my favorite app for tracking food because it's very visual. I'm a very visual person, and it shows me in pie chart how much protein I've had a day and all my macros, and it shows me also in bar chart. And I like that feature about it. I can look at it as I'm going along during the day. Now, I also have the healthy app that I can do calories and macros at the same time as well. However, it does not give me this pie chart or this bar chart. And I think it is much better for me to look at it that way. And that's why I purchased it in the first place, because I was at one point back before I started Nutrisystem again with a group of women who meet, well, for here in New York time, it's every Wednesday at 2:30, and it would cost me $12 a month to participate in their weekly chats. I also signed up for $12 each time for one-on-one with, there are two coaches, both women are in the UK. They're lovely women, and they also have a Facebook group which is private for people that are members. They were Weight Watcher coaches. They have become life coaches since they left Weight Watchers, and they just did a startup business counting calories, and they used the Nutracheck app. And I also have several other people, including my very dear friend Joanne. I'm so happy to be able to call you that, Joanne, who is in Wales, and I have been following Joanne since she was doing Nutracheck. And Joanne, you would have to refresh my memory because I'm old and I don't remember. If you had to ask me how long I've been watching Joanne, how long I've been watching Kim, Dee, Roy, I couldn't even tell you. That it's that long. It seems like a long time. So Joanne, if you could tell me when you started Nutracheck originally, I would love to know. Maybe I'll just come to your channel and ask you. But in any event, so I like this Nutracheck app. It works well with the U.S. products. All the U.S. universal codes are in there. You scan, and you can do any kind of measurement you want, from grams to pounds in the app. It gives you all kinds of, and you can even do your own. You click, if you want to measure in grams, you click that, and it is a drop down. So it makes it very, very simple to track. And you do breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and you're good to go. So as of today, I went back and started to do that because I do have to look at the values, mostly concentrating on the protein. My fat usually comes in very low. My carbs, when I was doing Nutrisystem, would come in higher than what I normally would. But again, when I was in weight loss mode, because I was like triple tracking. I just love to track. It is something that, I don't know, I'm just weird that way. So it's interesting to me what each app offers in terms of tracking. So I'll go in and I'll track Weight Watchers because I do have subscribers who ask me to do that. So I have the app. I'm a lifetime member. For those of you who may not know, I became lifetime in the fall of last year. Very proud to say that I got lifetime because I have been a member for now going into my 6th year. So now I don't have to pay anymore. And for the next year, I don't have to pay anymore because something I found out by accident that they're giving all the members a year of not having to pay. I'm not happy about, I am still going to weigh in once a month to keep myself on task, but I don't even have to do that until March of 2024. Surprisingly, they didn't tell me this. I found out by accident. So I guess that's because they're moving studios and closing studios. So they're kind of like trying to do something to compensate their members, which I think is a nice thing. If you came on board before November of 2022, you get a free year, apparently. Don't quote me on that. If you're in Weight Watchers, go into your 24/7 chat and ask about it. And find out for sure. So anyway, is it going to change my channel? I can't, for those of you who are watching videos here forward, you should be in maintenance mode, or at least if you're on, I have people that are on other plans. I have two people that I meet with every week, my dear friends, Beth and Rachel, who each one, the three of us are on different things. Beth is trying to do bright lines, but she also does order Nutrisystem. Some of the entrees meet the requirement for bright lines, so she does that for her convenience because it helps her stay on plan. Rachel is still eating Nutrisystem. She went into the Nutrisystem Max. I think she has another month that she has to order, and then she's going to start to wean herself off of that and back into making more flex meals. So the three of us are together every week for an hour and a half, and we talk about weight loss and how we're doing with whatever we're doing. So they still watch, and they're not doing what I'm doing. So I hope that you'll still watch, and I'd appreciate it if you could put in the comments what you would expect to be seeing in my videos. That would help me a lot, because not to say necessarily I'm going to be able to pull it off, so to speak, but it's good to know what people are most interested in, because that helps me, kind of could be a guide for me, or to what direction to go in. But the bottom line of it is, I want to keep my meals balanced. Does that mean every meal I'm going to have a small carb and a power fuel? As long as I have them by the end of the day, I'm good. And that's, I think, part of the success program as well. They give you the opportunity to do it. They give you like an, not hypothetical, but they set up your app for you, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and they give you a certain amount of power fuels, one small carb in each. But that doesn't mean you have to stick to that. That doesn't work for everyone to stick to that. Some people would rather eat their small carbs later in the day. So it's all according to what works for you, as long as you track your food and your calories. So it really does not matter meal to meal what I'm putting on my plate in terms of giving you ideas of things that you might enjoy eating. Because I think basically that's all my channel is doing for people at this point. Just giving you ideas of food and how to season food, or how I might make my food, just to give you inspiration for what you're going to do. It doesn't mean you're going to do what I'm doing, but it might inspire you to do something that you didn't think about in what you want to do. You know, maybe I cook a piece of salmon. I know Beth wanted to know what salmon I used the last time I made salmon. So I gave her, I gave her the information on that, because she doesn't care for salmon that's very fishy. And this salmon that I got, boy, I think that it's the find of the week, let me tell you, because it's really delicious, and it's very relatively inexpensive compared to, it cooks up great frozen. I mean, it's just really very enjoyable to me. So I'm sharing that. If I find a product that maybe you didn't know about at BJ's, let's say, I'm sharing that, in my food hauls. Just like I watch other people's channels because I enjoy watching them, and whatever they're sharing, I might find some inspiration in that, So it's a source of, I hope it's a source of support for someone who's trying desperately to get healthy, because that is also a reason for me to share my journey with you. And also in maintenance, to show you how I'm doing maintenance, what the obstacles are, what's going easier for me, so that when you experience some of that, or don't experience it, preferably if it's not a positive thing, but you won't feel alone. There are other people out here who are going through maybe some of what you're going through, myself included in that. I watched Nicole Collette today, and she was talking about things that tell you that you need to change your plan. Are you not happy? Are you feeling hungry all the time? That's not a good thing. And if that's what's happening to you, you need to regroup what you're doing. Maybe you think you're doing what you should be doing in your plan, but maybe you're not eating enough vegetables in the Nutrisystem plan. Maybe that's why you're hungry. Maybe you didn't eat all your power fuels today. To go back and look at things and re-examine things before you have disaster striking. Because the really quick way, if you're feeling deprived all day and you're hungry on a plan, at night, I'm going to binge. If I feel deprived, I'm going to end up eating, it's like there's all these memes out there that, I ate salad all day long. I'm doing great. And then at night I ate a box of Oreos. I would eat them too if I ate salad all day. And, I'm trying to do this ridiculous fad diet. And then nighttime comes, well, things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen for me. I know that. So please give me your thoughts of how you're doing. I'd love to know how you're doing more than anything. That's of great interest to me, in that if there's something I can do to help or to give you support. But also, please know that it does not matter if you call it Nutrisystem at this point in maintenance, Nutrisystem Flex meal, or just a regular meal, or whatever, a Weight Watchers meal. In the end of the day, it's the nutrition that's in the food that Nutrisystem teaches us about, that I love it for. I love the food that they sell. I also love their method. I love their plan, because I think that if nothing else, this is my third time of doing it, and this is the longest I've done it. It's been a year. I never did it for more than maybe 2 rounds. But what I've learned is a very easy way to get my macros where I need them to be. Right now, I need a little more protein than I need carbs, but it's still the same principle. Small carbs and power fuels. If you're going to have a small carb, try hard to put a protein on your plate, because the way of eating really does also affect your appetite and how full you're going to feel, because it's got that fiber in it. Those carbs have the fiber. That is a lesson that I learned. Look at your fiber. Increase your fiber if you're going to have carbs. Don't have empty carbs if you can avoid that. If you need to have a dessert, Nutrisystem taught me how to do a dessert. That was another good thing for me, because if I really want to fit that in my day, I can have that ice cream, that Nutrisystem, or I could go have a Skinny Cow, or I can go have a Healthy Choice fudge bar. And that I can fit that right into my day. It really has taught me so much about the nutrition that I should be having in my day, and how to do it and still get those nice things in that I really enjoy, like the little Weight Watcher snacks that you see me eating, or the bag of baked Tostitos, or the Kellogg's bar that I love so much, or the Nutrisystem bar that I like and love so much. There's so much that I'm taking away from this year on this plan that I would not, it's invaluable to me. It is just something that I really value a lot. And tremendous knowledge base that I have now of how to keep this weight off. I just need to do some tweaking, and I need to continue to flex and keep on flexing, because that is the reason for these containers. They're not the Nutrisystem ones, but that's the reason. They tell you they want you to use the containers, because chances are people that are on this plan are going to do very well with containers, as opposed to having to use a scale all the time. I personally, because now you're talking about doing flex meals for all your meals. You're not talking about eating Nutrisystem food anymore necessarily, or very much less than what you've been doing all along. When you're having Uniquely Yours or Uniquely Yours Max, or whichever one you're doing, basic, you're eating a lot of Nutrisystem food. Now they're talking about getting you off of that and getting you back going back to eating regular food, and infrequently maybe having some Nutrisystem food. Very, very different ballgame. So these containers that they want to provide is making life easier, because you just fill the container, you know how many you have to have a day of each color, and you're good to go. You can prep your lunch or your dinner using the container instead of having it rely on your scale for every single meal, because some people don't like the scale. They don't like it at all. And chances are, if you've done Nutrisystem for a length of time, that's going to be a hard transition, because now you're going from maybe doing 2 days of flexing a week to now you have to do, 7 days a week, or maybe 5 out of 7 days. So I think it's a great idea for people to be set up for success, and for people who are coming off of the plan altogether and not doing it the way I did it, because most people don't do it the way I did it. I did a lot of flexing. I think I've ordered 4 times in a year. That's not a lot. 12 months or in a year. So you can see, and also I bought some other food from Walmart or from Amazon that was Nutrisystem food. I also have Weight Watchers foods that I put in there from time to time. So the average person on Nutrisystem has not done it that way. And I don't believe the average person on Nutrisystem is staying on for more than 3 months. I think in average, people stay on for 3 months. So I could see where you're going to need these containers and you're going to want to be on that success program for a while as you continue on in your journey, so that you do this in a way that is going to be working for you. So anyway, I will be showing you in my What I Eat in a Days. I'm assuming I'm going to show you in drop downs what my nutracheck says in the end of the day. When I start to close out the video, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it as I go along. I'm going to have to check into all of that because I want to do it in a way that makes sense. And probably at the end, I'll be talking about what I'll be showing you in the nutracheck. So I'll probably be doing an ending talk like I used to do in the beginning when I was first started Nutrisystem. I used to come on at the end of the day and at the beginning. So that is probably, I'm thinking how I'm going to do that. And as I go through, I probably will be mentioning small carbs, power fuels. I'm not going to be worrying about the 3 extras a day. On the success program, they still want you to do 3 extras a day, up to 3. And they want you to do the list of free things that you can have in addition to power fuels, small carbs, healthy fat is the white, and fruit is the purple. So that's it, folks. On that note, I'm almost talking a half hour by now. Nobody's even listening to me anymore. And I understand that totally. But I've said before, when I have to tell you something, I feel the need to have to tell you and share. And this is an occasion where I've shared and shared. So I hope that you'll continue watching. I'm a Nutrisystem girl all the way. I'm not by any means making changes because I don't like Nutrisystem. I think I've said it many, many times. This plan works. And for those of us that it works for, right? It doesn't work for everyone, just like WW doesn't work for everyone, or keto, or what have you. But for those of us that it works for, stick with the plan and do what you need to do, and you will get the rest of the weight off. And I'll be beside you, cheering you on all the way. So on that note, I will thank you all very much for those of you who have stayed this far, for staying. And I hope that this video has been helpful to you. And again, if you have questions, please ask. And I will see you in the next one that I make. In the meantime, please take good care of yourself so you can be well. Bye-bye for now.